back with me. And another thing I would recommend, if you don't have it nearby, don't worry, but especially for chair yoga, since we're not moving super dynamically, a little space heater might keep you really warm. Being warm is key so we can move well. So regarding your chair, I do want to mention that if you have a cushion on it, I've got mine untied because we might, in some of our postures, want to remove. And if you have wheels on your chair, you're going to have an extra challenge. Ideally for chair yoga, we would like to have our feet firmly planted on the ground without wiggling around. So when you arrive, my friends, we're going to sit so that our feet are fully flat. And I would like for you all to have bare feet if you're comfortable that way, so we can ground through our feet. We begin class with our hands on our thighs. If you're feeling overstimulated today, your palms will face down. If you feel that you are a little sluggish at this time of the day, completely valid, turn your palms up to draw some energy in. We're going to take a big, beautiful breath in through both of our nostrils, inhaling and lifting the crown of your head as tall as you possibly can. Open your mouth and take a huge audible sigh out. We want to get rid of any stale and stagnant energy. 2 more like that. As we breathe together here, I encourage you to close your eyes, blocking out any stimulation. Open mouth exhalation. 1 more like that, yogis. Breathe in. Soften your jaw. Let your lips part. Your bottom jaw hangs heavy as you sigh out even more deeply. Arms rising up and overhead on your next inhalation. We're bringing our elbows down to shoulder height and flare your fingertips open to me, wide open webbing. Scooting your elbows forward and your hands back a little bit, creating this shelf for your heart. We're going to boost our heart up towards the sky. And then press our palms together, tuck elbows down towards our belly, and draw chin to chest, rounding your upper back, opening your shoulder blades. Let's try that again. Inhale, open wide, press elbows wide, scoot them forward, create that little shelf to uplift your eyes and your heart skywards, and then exhale, rounding in your back. Rounding and curling as tightly as you can. 2 more rounds like this. As we move through, I may sometimes turn to the side to show you things. I'll tell you if I need you to move, but otherwise it's just for a visual. So you stay where you are, keep rounding, but we're tucking in really tight here. And as we open up, our top of head and tailbone pull behind us. This posture is known as cow pose. Let's find our last cat pose. Round your back like an angry cat, pulling your tailbone underneath of you, chin tucks towards your belly. And as you re-rise, arms open into a big, beautiful V. Exhale, yogis, hug onto your knees or your shins. Now, in some parts of yoga, we may have chests or bellies that get in the way. So if you feel that that's bothersome to you, widen up your knees. Because as we do our chair yoga, we fold in a lot. Take a big inhalation, arms open wide. Float back down and fold in. This is our forward fold version in our chair yoga. Chin tucks, we hug onto our knees or our shins, feeling back body lengthening. Last round as is. Breathe. Welcome to your practice, settling in with a big, beautiful inhalation. And as you exhale, grab onto your right knee. We're going to bring that up with us. Hold on tight, relax your shoulders, give them a silly little wiggle down. And you stay where you are, but I'm going to show you how we lean back. So as we bring this right knee in, we're going to lean back, maybe into the back of our chair. Start stretching in through the opposite hip flexor. As you lean back here, you're lengthening your left hip flexor. Lean back forward, and we're going to go for 1 more rock back. So if the chair is prohibiting you from leaning, you are also always welcome to pivot around. Knee comes back forward, slowly slips to the ground as we rise through the arms. Forward fold, that's where we hug our knees, but this time we're focusing on our left knee. Give it a little loving squeeze. Draw it into your heart and your belly. If you can compress your thigh to your belly, it's called wind relieving pose, which I know sounds funny, but we're really just trying to press all the stagnant air out of your belly. Lean back, give your shoulders a little freeing shimmy. Try to smile in your collarbones as you widen your shoulders. Come back forward. Inhale here. Exhale, lean back. You can rest on the back of your chair. Breathe into your right front hip. Come on back forward. Let your left leg slip down, arms rise. Our forward fold, hug onto your knees, but re-lift your right knee. Next time you breathe in, take it with you. Left hand holds your knee and your right arm swivels open for a little twist. Now, if you have a back or a chair arm that's in your way, you're welcome to grab a hold of those things. I love using our props, our chairs, for help. Swivel on around, eye gaze towards your right shoulder, levering against this right knee to really twist your left ribs into your thigh. Thinking about wringing out a washcloth, that type of a squeeze through our lower spine. Come back forward, readjust all your organs, let your navel face forward, and switch hands. Hold tight with your right hand. Swivel that right knee open. Left arm opens, or it can grip something. Eye gaze looks to the left. Lifting and lengthening through our spine, top of head away from tail, especially as we twist. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, swivel back to the center. Squeeze your knee towards your heart, that wind relieving pose. Release. Arms rise, yogis, breath in. Eyes up. Oh, that feels good. Stretch your belly, stay longer if you can. Exhale, forward fold, hugging in towards our knees. Left knee rises on the next inhalation. Right hand stays, left arm opens. We are twisting. Thinking about your right ribs coming in towards your left thigh. Breathing in to find spaciousness, lightness, and brightness in our body. Breathing out to come back to center, switching hands. Opening your left knee as much as it feels good, and then the right arm swivels open. Now turn away from your thigh. Eye gaze looking over your right shoulder. As we open our arms, let's think about creating the most width and length in our body, opening in all directions. Back to center, wind relieving pose, squeeze knee to belly, release, slow and steady, arms rise. Exhale, hug in, forward fold, take a huge release down, hugging shins or knees. And as we stretch back up, right leg comes again, but the leg straightens this time. So if you're at your desk and doing this one, just turn to your side so you don't kick your desk. Press your right foot forward, hang on with both hands, and then we're gonna go no hands a couple times. Try to really squeeze through your quadricep. We're gonna point the toes and flex the toes. All right, now how wide can you get your right toes? Can you spread the webbing on them? Just make them feel energized and alive. Breathe in and breathe out. I challenge you to do it again with no hands. Point, flex. Well done, regrip, rebend, hug in tight with soft shoulders. Release slowly, big breath to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Your movements are only as fast or as slow as your breath is, yogis. Anything goes today. Rise with your left leg. Extend. Can you wave to me? Wave to me with your left foot. Good. Push it away. Hang on with both hands, but then try a couple times just testing the strength of the top of your thigh. Up. Maybe again. Well done. Hang on, soft shoulders, but we're going to point and flex. Just a little movement here. How wide can you open the left toe webbing? Great way to energize your extremities by spreading wide. You might want to circle, whatever floats your boat. We're going to go one more round of ankle movement with no hands. I know you can. Squeeze, but breathe. Point, flex, regrip, rebend. Hug it in tight. Give your relaxing breath to your thigh. Send it to your left thigh. Release. Beautiful job. Inhale, arms up, eyes up, forward fold. Both arms rise again. We've got a tricky one. Holding on to the back of both thighs for boat pose. So let's lift up off of your heels, just on your tiptoes if you can. We may stay here. You're gonna scoot to the edge of your chair and lean back. If you can, start to lift your toes off the ground. Do little tiptoe lifts. And if you feel great, you're gonna lean back, knees are lifted, boat pose. Shoulders are low. I'm gonna show you from the side. You stay where you are. We did a little tiptoe, maybe we lifted. And if you're feeling great, extend your right arm out. Let's think about bringing our chest over our knees, working on our core in this posture. Right hand re-grips. Left arm, can we reach it out? Are you breathing? The most important part of our yoga. Left hand back in, toes tap down. Whew. Literally use your hands and rub your thighs. If you can get low enough, you can use your forearms to release your thighs as well. Great way to stimulate yourself if you're feeling sluggish. A good rub can get the blood flowing. We're gonna do the same thing, yogis, but 2 legs this time. So let's lift to our tiptoes. Lean back, possibly tiptoe lift. If you feel great, both legs lift. And we're going straight with both legs. So a little extension or a big one. Options, wherever you are in your leg straightening, send the right arm out, maybe the left arm out, sitting in a floating boat pose. Hang on, breathe for 3. 2 seconds, you might be shaking. I'm convulsing. We're doing it together. Teamwork, I've got you. Grip your thighs, rebend your legs. Let your feet land and reward yourself. Rub. Move into your thighs with your forearms. You can also give them a little smack or a little bit with your knuckles if the muscles feel really tight. Great way to stimulate the thighs. Beautiful, yogis. Arms rise. Big breath in. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bringing right knee back with you. Bent knee this time, but we're flexing our right foot. And guide your ankle across your left thigh, just like you're sitting in an easy chair. In this posture, it's called figure 4. We're gonna take our right knee and push it down just a little bit. Right foot is very flexed, so our ankle and our knees are protected. You might wanna push a little bit more if it feels good. Might be lifting in your cheeks, that's okay. We're working on creating space from belly to knee, opening in the inner right hip flexor. Option, just an option. We're gonna twist in this figure 4. So you can always stay where we start if you don't like our options. Twisting to the right, left hand to right knee. I love these chairs because we're gonna grip them to twist a little bigger. Lift and lengthen, crown away from tail. Breathe in to extend. And then exhale like a sigh. Look over your right shoulder. These sighs, I'm hoping they make you feel like the weight of the world can slip off your shoulders. Big breath in. Exhale, come back to me, yogis. Well done. If you need another little push on your knee, open your hip, take it. Do whatever feels good today. Relift your right knee, give it a squeeze. Move through the ankle because you flexed for a while, so it might feel free to just wiggle, wave at me, and then relax. Well done. Arms rise. This is our vinyasa, our movement pattern in between each of our stretches today. Forward fold. Inhale, rise through your left knee. Give it a good, strong flex in your ankle. And let's guide our left ankle over the fleshy part of our right thigh. Meaning I don't want you to land it on your hard kneecap because it just doesn't feel good. Once you've gotten there, foot stays flexed. We give a little friendly push on that left knee, down away from our heart. Feels good. I love to push against it because then you can really wiggle yourself up tall. We find ourselves like this a lot, yes? Protecting ourselves, rolling inwards. So when you're in yoga, I'm going to ask you to be open and vulnerable, which may feel scary, but we're here together to experience that. We can do this. Optionally twisting. Right hand grips the left knee. Left hand can open, like we did earlier, or just hold on to your chair or your desk. Swivel over to your left shoulder. Breathe in to lengthen. Exhale, big sigh, twisting a bit more deeply. Try one more round like that. Envision that washcloth in your navel, really wringing it out here. Lengthen. Exhale, twist. Right on back into the center. Lift and lengthen. Bring your left knee back to your heart, and let's free up our ankles, our feet. Move it a little bit or a lot. Love to do all the silly things, so I'm gonna give you guys all a big congratulatory wave, big hug. Knee drops down slowly, arms rise. And as you exhale, we forward fold. So we've worked a lot on our legs. Let's get our arms really open. To combat that tech neck, that tech back and shoulder situation, we're gonna be vulnerable and spread our arms really wide. Think about a bird cage in your ribs and let everything flutter out. Your heart pumps forward, butterflies, everything just flies right on out of this cage. It's opening wide. Clasp behind you. If you've got a chair, you can hold that. If there's space, you can hold opposite forearms or your clasped hands. So it could look like this. And as you do, we're gonna pump the navel and the heart forward, spreading your sternum really wide. Chin will tuck down towards your chest. And your right ear rolls to your right shoulder. Another opportunity to close your eyes here. Just come within. Soften your facial features. Chin tucks back down towards your chest. Roll left ear to left shoulder. Keep your shoulders low so there's lots of space. Soften face. Coming back to the center. Eye gaze rises back to me. Blink your eyes back open. Revisit very wide open arms. And then let's give ourselves a huge hug. Your left arm is on top. Wrap around to try to grip your shoulder blades. These are guides, yogis. So we might not be able to touch our shoulder blades at all. It's okay. We're just hugging ourselves here. We're going to pull open through the back. And then send the backs of our hands together. Eagle pose. I'm going to show you from the side. Elbows are lifted to shoulder height if possible. Fingers are rising, and we're just going to pulse. Lift and pulse. Lift and pulse. As you press the backs of your hands together, we're opening our shoulder blades. Let's squeeze for 2 more. And 1. Send your fingers forward if you can. Reach forward. Big challenge for the shoulders. Untangle your arms, lift, and receive some beautiful energy. I'm sending you good vibes. Big breath in. Full exhalation. Right arm, big hug, yogis. This is the way we eagle wrap for a modification. So if you didn't love what we did earlier, just stay here. Hug in, round your back. I like to wiggle forward to really try to peel shoulder blades open. When you're ready, join me in your eagle. Backs of hands come together. Notice that when we start, we may rest heavily on our chest, right? So I would like you to try to create space. Lift your elbows, lift your fingers. Feeling the intensity moving into your back body, and breathe where you feel sensational. Can we pulse? It's okay if the answer is no, but if you can, lift up with breath. Inhale, soft exhale. 3, 2. Oh, it's getting warm back there. I feel it. When you're ready, reach forward. Loaded eagle pose. This is called very much putting the load into our shoulder blades. The best. Untangle. Ooh, spread your arms wide. And then literally let them fall down. And we're going to shake in the silliest way possible. So think about a baby bird just getting used to his feathers and his wings. Flap in all different directions. This actually doesn't come from yoga. This move, this energy creating breath work comes from Tai Chi. It's a Tai Chi inspired movement. Great way to start your day. Great way to take a break from using your mouse and your keyboard. We want to do it long enough. Do you feel it? It starts to get a little buzzy. Feels vibrational. That's energy. Okay, stay low. Stay low as you move through your wrists. 1 or 2 more flops and flings around. And then just pause for a second. Feel that? All those little tingles, that's all energy moving to your extremities. Beautiful job. Inhale, arms rise. Take fists overhead, drop shoulders, and let's roll through our wrists up here. Might sound noisy. Are you getting some snaps and crackles and pops? Switch direction. I like to think about those noises as space being created. Think about throwing open the shutters in a dark basement and creating space in your body. Circle one more time. Hands pressed together in a prayer, coming to your heart center. And as you press this prayer, let's try to drop our shoulders. They may need a little wiggle down. We're going to prayer twist to the right side, twisting from the navel up. Our knees and our hip points are staying forward. And when we get there, we'll pulse just a little bit. Right elbow a little bit more behind you for 3, 2 more, and 1. Right back to center. Drop your shoulders. Sometimes they rise in that transition. Twisting to the left. Sit really tall and think about squeezing tension out of your low back as you twist, release, twist, release. Take for 3. 1 more big prayer twist. Come back to the center, yogis. Inhale, arms rise. Our vinyasa. Release into our forward fold. And as you roll to rise again, hands will place onto our chair if we have space behind our buns. So you might want to get your buns right on the edge of your chair. This one's going to be a strong lift through our arms. We call it bridge when we're on the floor. So if you feel slippery in your cushion, just take it and chuck it to the side. Get rid of that. We don't want you to slip and slide here. Hands are back, fingers are facing your buns. Press through the arms to uplift your chest and stay here, or lift your whole butt. Knees can stay bent, or you can straighten your legs any degree. Squeeze your cheeks to open your hips, yogis. Modified bridge pose. This is awesome. Yes, peel your shoulders open left to right. Big breath in. If you dropped your head back, draw your chin back to your chest. Softening your buns back down and bringing your hands back forward. Wrists, we need to release them. Reach to me, give me some jazz hands, wiggle your fingers, and then take the backs of your hands together. Your fingers are facing down. We're gonna roll fingers up and roll fingers back. Now stay where you are. I'm just gonna show you up close in case you're having a hard time seeing me. So we have fingers down, we roll in and out, and then up and around. A little funny, but it's a great wrist stretch. Take 2 more like that. Big breath in and a big breath out. Beautiful job. Okay, opening your arms, taking your right knee out to the side. Taking your left leg straight. Now you're gonna need to get on the edge of your seat. So if we're all the way at the back, we can't get our left leg straight. Sit right on the edge of your seat, wiggle forward. Arms are wide and soft. Right knee bent out, left leg is straight. Now your heel can be lifted. This is one of our chair yoga lunges. Or you can press your left heel down. And if you do, you've made your way into warrior 2. So I want you to find comfort, whatever that is with your left leg. You can be perched right on your right cheek. That's totally fine. We have beautiful arms headed our way. Sweep your left arm to the sky, right arm down, and switch. Think of yourself like a big, beautiful windmill. Arms are open. See how wide my webbing is? Really active and dynamic, shooting little fireworks off your fingertips. Now, if you want to add on with me, yogis, we're going to lean to the right as the left arm is overhead. Lean to the left as the right arm is overhead. Where have we gone? Extended side angle or extended lunge. Reverse warrior or reverse lunge. 2 more beautiful rounds. Flood your body with breath. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, you're moving at your breath's pace. Slower or faster than me is wonderful. Breathe in and breathe out. Back to our regular arms, lifting and lengthening at shoulder height. Middle fingers pushing so far away. Stay where you are, but we're going to lean straight to the right. Think like a tug of war. Beautiful. Lean straight to your left. Tug of war is winning on this side. And I want you to think about lengthening your side bodies. Reach to the right. Good work, yogis. Reach to the left. 1 more round here. Reach and release. Hopefully you weren't on a swivelly chair. Hopefully you stayed put. Back to center. Arms fall. You might like to give them a swing because shoulders get tired. Flap your wings if you need to. And let's rebend our left leg first. Right leg comes in. Take a big breath, stay right where you are. I sincerely apologize why my alarm is going off. I have no idea. Let's switch sides. Left knee opens. Right leg kicks back. Now, if you slid back on your chair, we've got to get to the edge on our left cheek. Your right cheek can probably be lifted. Foot lifted in the back through the heel, lunge. Foot flat is warrior two. Welcome. Let's spread our arms wide. So for this round, I'm going to ask you to open your palms. How does that feel? When your palms turn down, retry. What did your shoulders do? Did the head turn in? When your palms turn up, what did the head of your shoulder do? Roll back and down, yes? Beautiful job. Let's come into our extended side angle. Right arm rises, left arm comes around. Now you optionally bend or not. Left arm rises, right arm falls. Keep going as you feel good, yogis. I'll demo without the bend. Breathe in, breathe out. Just the breath alone feels amazing, doesn't it? Sometimes we just need to slow down enough to let our breath catch up with us. Keep moving as you are. Keep breathing as extravagantly as you can. Did you know that we take 20,000 approximately breaths a day? How many of those do you feel like you're conscious of? For me, I'm only conscious when I'm doing yoga or meditation. So I'm glad you're here with me so we have these amazing breaths to honor together. Let's extend our arms wide. Re-soften, turn your palms up, maybe shimmy your shoulders. And wherever you are, let's do our tug of war. Lean to the left, lean to the right. Thinking about making space from armpits to hips. Let's lean twice more, breathe in, breathe out. Oh, so good. A little massage for our side bodies. Breathe in and breathe out. Come right back to neutral. Tail under, top of head. Let your hands fall, and maybe you're swinging them around a little bit. You can flap your wings again. You can circle or do any of our stretches from earlier. Just want to get free and loose. And then draw your left knee in. Bend your right knee, and we're coming into goddess for the ladies or sumo for the men. So our feet are wide. See how I look like a little frog? My feet are turned out. My knees are in line with middle of toes. So just check that so that you feel good in your knees. We're going to bring our hands. Again, we're perched on the edge of our seat. Hands to the inner thighs. So for this squat, we want to take our knees and give a little gentle push out. So our knees are opening towards our baby toes. When you look down, can you see both big toes? It's okay if you can't, but the reason is because your knees are covering them. So as we work towards opening our inner thighs and our hips, we'll guide our knees out towards our baby toes. Look down again. Ah, there they are. Beautiful job. Taking a few neck rolls again here. We're going to go top to bottom. Lift your chin. Hang on to this goddess or your sumo. Press into your inner thighs. Lift your chin. And while you're here, this is very silly. Don't worry, I can't see you. You're going to open your mouth like a silent scream, as big as you can, yogis. Like, open so much it feels like your apple of your cheeks might crack. While you're here, wiggle your bottom jaw around. Do a little face yoga. Close your mouth. Scrunch your eyes closed. Scrunch your lips together. Scrunch your nose. Squeeze everything so tight. And then pop everything back to normal. Gotta do that at least once a day. Eyes back forward, that feels so good. From your goddess, try to keep pushing your knees out with the strength of your hips and reach your arms forward. Flip your palms to face me and your fingers are facing down. Take your right fingers from the pinky side of your left hand and let's pull our fingers back towards our bellies. As you do, push your heel hand forward. And did your left thumb get lazy? Can you push it open? Good work. All right, there's a lot going on. We're still pulling our knees towards our baby toes, and we're stretching our forearm and our bicep, which can get very tight from lots of texting, keyboarding, mouse usage, driving, gripping, whatever we're doing. Switch hands, come back. Both palms push forward. Fingers face down. Left fingers will come from pinky side to pull fingers back towards your right ribs. Watch out for that lazy right thumb. Push him away. And then push the heel of your hand towards me. Beautiful. One more big breath in here. Release. Open your arms. Bring them to the outer knees. Slowly wiggle walk, so we toe heel, or we just close and close our knees. Wonderful job, yogis. Let's lift our chin again, get really long and open in our throats. No funny faces, don't worry. Tuck your chin to your chest. And as you drop your right ear back to your right shoulder, let's turn our chin this time over our collarbones. Chin to right collarbone. Left finger stretch out to the side. Dynamically, really push them away. Bring your eyes back forward to me, and let's start circling our left shoulder. Now, if a big straight arm hurts you in any way, please make it less intense. Listen to your body. But as you circle, you're going to look away to the right side, as far from your left fingers as possible. Spread dynamically through the left hand. Let's take another rotation, whichever way you're circling, and then switch. Circle in the opposite direction. Thinking about lubricating your ball in socket joint, we fill it up with synovial fluid as we move through yoga. We lubricate the inner joint. So I'm going to just make sure everyone's muted. Pause with your left. Pause with your left fingers reaching back all the way far from your eye gaze, which is still reaching to the right. Slowly release left hand and come back forward. Beautiful job, yogis. Give your shoulder a roll or some loving caress. Just give it a rub. It worked hard. Okay, let's go through the neck again. Left ear, left shoulder. Sit up really tall. Just make sure you're not leaning. Whole body's lifted. Left ear, left shoulder. Chin tucks the collarbone. Ooh, feel that transition. The neck stretch. Move towards the back of your neck. Stretch your right fingers out. They can be reaching anywhere. Somewhere that feels magnificently stretchy. Opening your right fingers. And then move your eyes back to me. Hello again. Let's circle our arm and our shoulder in any direction. As soon as you start moving, eye gaze looks as far away from your right fingers as possible. Now we're moving every shape we make today with breath. So I'm going to breathe in as I reach forward, out as I reach back. Feels good. Switch direction. It's okay if your shoulder only goes in one direction. You are welcome to continue as you were. All righty, my friends, one more big old circle, and we're gonna pause, reaching as far back as you can. Reach, reach, reach. Eye gaze looks as far to the left as you can. Take another big cycle of breath. Try to soften facial features. Come on back. Whew, let that arm fall. That gets warm fast, yes? So you can jiggle it, or you can just take it, massage it, roll, feel through the neck, do whatever feels good in between. Back to vinyasa. Inhale, arms rise high. Maybe we even press our palms overhead now that our shoulders are feeling more open. And as you exhale and forward fold, we're gonna stay low. So watch me for a second so you know. You're gonna take left hand to right shin, stay low and twist eye gaze towards the ceiling. All right, so let's fold together, yogis. Belly over your thighs or in between your thighs for more space. Left hand reaches to hold your right shin. You can put your right hand wherever it feels good so that your eyes can rise skywards. Twisting our body. Now lift up through your belly a little and twist your left ribs towards your right thigh again. Unwind, stay folded here. Hang heavy, forward fold over your knees. Really nice to get upside down and let some of this oxygenated blood pulse up in towards our brain, keeping us productive and feeling motivated. Let's switch. Right hand to the left shin. Put your left hand wherever you need so that you have space to twist to the left side. You could just look off to your wall or all the way up towards the sky. Take another big breath in. Soften your jaw. If we have any clenching, let it go. Let it drip out your right ear. Eye gaze back down, big fold. Arms rise, eyes rise. Now your back can feel a little tired after that. So if you need to, give a little wiggle. We're gonna climb an invisible rope overhead to get as long as we can before we tip. So we're coming into side stretches. Lift and lengthen. That rope is like Jack and the Beanstalk. It is so high that we can't stop climbing. We gotta go a little more. Breathe in, breathe out. Last round. Reach and open your arms into a big V. Let your left arm fall. Maybe it's on something or in air. And we're reaching over with the right hand. Options, my friends. We can hug. What is on your mind? Beach ball? Anybody up for the beach? Disco ball. Do you miss the clubs? Basketball? Are you a sports player? Whatever you're hugging, envision it. It always helps us stay present if we have a visual. Last option for this side then, holding your right wrist, lifting and lengthening. Remember that the bottom side is just as long as the top. Big, beautiful breath in, soften your face, maybe even smile or envision a smile in your mind. Bring a softness to your practice. Exhale, back to the center, release. As you release the arms, circle through your wrists. Feels so good. Switch your circles, beautiful job. Arms are rising again, big breath. Just one or two invisible rope climbs just to make sure you're still seated super tall. And that way we can safely tip to the right. Options galore. Right arm can fall. It can hold something, or it could even hold onto your hip. It's a great way to tip. Do you want to grab, how about a gigantic cookie? That's what I'm in the mood for right now. That's my visual. Squeeze it tight. Squeezing to keep the energy, lifting and lengthening us. Final option, yogis, continue breathing, but you can tug on your left wrist. Ready? Big breath. Soften into it. We're always gripping. Where can you let go? Maybe it's just your toes. Can you give them a little wiggle? Maybe it's your left fingers. Nice. Inhale, arms rise. As you drop your hands this time, we're gonna flex fingers so that they're facing towards our inner wrists, and then bring them into two stop signs. So keep walking down a little lower, flex, and then tuck. Think of like a bird's beak here. Great wrist stretch. Inhale, flex, stop signs, bird's beak, fingers pulling towards forearms. One or two more, doesn't matter where your arms are. Stretching top and bottom of wrists. Big breath in. Beautiful, big breath out. Okay, give your hands, pull your shoulders, stay where you are, and scoot to the edge of your chair, please. Bring the soles of your feet together. This is called bound angle. And we're gonna just press a little bit on the inner thighs here. So different than our goddess squat we did earlier. This one we have our toes connected. Great bottom of toe stretch. Pressing to open, stretching the bottoms of our feet this way. Bound angle twist is an option. We're gonna start to the left side so I can keep you on your toes, literally on your toes. Usually we start to the right side, so I like to mix things up. Little twist, and I'm holding on to my leg and my chair for a bit of help, a little leverage to twist deeper. Back to center, stay where you are. I'm just gonna come forward and make sure everyone's on mute again. You can possibly twist to the right. Keep breathing through your bound angle. One more big breath in and out. Ah, there we go. I found you. And then as you come back to the center, back to bound angle, bringing knees back to the center, arms rise up and overhead, huge inhalation. Soften your shoulders so we don't have any clip-on earrings, and hug back down into your forward fold. All right, a little bit of a bigger twist this time, yogi. Same thing we just did. Left hand to right shin, but we're sweeping our right elbow or arms skywards this time. Stretching fingertips up as wide as we can go. Eye gaze looks up or down. If your neck is bothering you, eyes to the floor. Taking one more big open twist. Exhale, release, hang heavy. We can let the fingers fall. We can let our head fall so much so that we feel loose in our neck. And I'd like to invite you to shake your head no. As you do this, it's a reason to release stress. It's a way to release tension. It's just dripping off our head. We're slinging it around. But it's a reminder to us that saying no can be very powerful. Setting some personal and professional boundaries. Shake your head yes, because I love for you to end on the positive. And when you're ready, if you've risen, please refold. Sometimes we get a little lightheaded when we fold, so we need to rise. Go for it if you do. Right hand to your left calf, sweep your left arm or your left elbow skywards. Eye gaze looking wherever your neck feels interesting, meaning I don't want it to be so easy. I want to feel a little bit of an edge there. Big breath in. Full breath out. Arms are rising. Lift up and overhead. Give yourself a huge hug again, but this time around your ribs and your belly, and fold in. So hopefully your elbows can press into your thighs here. Round your chin towards your chest, a variation of our cat pose. Remember, that was the one where we tucked our tail under, chin tucked to chest. I like to use my elbow points like little massagers into the thighs there. Roll again as we open. Remember, cow pose, tailbone came back, top of head came back. Open your chest really wide. Feel that vulnerability. Embrace that. Your yoga class is here for you to experience all emotions, all feelings and sensations. Opposite arm wraps around your belly. Really hug in here. And then try to curve your chest over your arms. Tuck your tail under, tuck your chin. Back is rounding and opening for our cat pose. Big breath all the way up and in. Arms are rising high overhead. So as we finish class, I wanted to offer some standing postures. Standing, we'll still use our chair so that you know how you can practice at your desk without looking like a complete crazy person. We'll just do a few things here so your neighbors, your coworkers aren't wondering what's going on over there. But if you feel ready, we're gonna rise to stand. And you might need a little jiggle through the knees, a little shimmy or a funny dance move. You might need to shake out because you were seated for a while. Step your feet just a bit outside your hips width distance and soften your knees. We want to get really loose in our body so you feel like your flesh is barely hanging onto your bones. Take a gentle little swing with your arms side to side. As you swing, we're going to move through our belly. So our arms are rag dolls and they're just slinging around here. Lift your left heel as you twist right and your right heel as you twist left. That'll take some of the pressure off your knees. So I love this one because I feel like if you were in a cubicle, you could just act like you're looking around. No big deal, nothing going on here. But you're loosening up your low back. And it's also a Tai Chi inspired movement. So we're moving to bring energy to our bodies. Optionally, yogis, eyes follow fingertips. Unless you tend to get dizzy, we're going to take 3 more rounds of breath in and out. In and out. Last one. Not forcing anything, just allowing our bodies to come slowly back to still. Might take a while, that's okay. And we're gonna slowly move around to the left side of our chair. So our right hand can be on the chair, pulling your left heel in towards your butt. I just wanna show you from the side. You stand however you want. Left heel to butt, we're gonna reach back with our left hand. And it's okay if we have no connection here. But if possible, we grab either the ankle or the top of our foot, maybe even our toes, for a quad stretch. Now watch my hips and my knee here. I'm gonna kick my knee back just a little bit and then watch my hips. I wanna tuck them under. So I'm squeezing from my left cheek. Squeeze your left cheek on up and tuck your tailbone down. Beautiful. Now how wide can you make your chest? Can you wiggle in your right toes, your standing foot? We want to always find release somewhere, releasing maybe in our shoulders and our jaw. Flutter your eyes closed. Do what feels really good. Coming back to eyes open if they were closed, very slowly letting go of our left leg, and just give it a little shake here. Shake it out, maybe we swing it around. Roll over the tops of your toes. Remember earlier we had our bound angle, we stretched the bottom of our toes. So I'm just gonna offer a little front ankle, top of foot and top of toe stretch. Kind of pushing down and around there, nice. All right, so you can turn to face away from me, don't worry about that. Turn to face the opposite way so that your left hand is on your chair and you're gonna kick your right heel towards your buns. We're working on the backs of our legs here, our hamstrings. You're reaching back. Now, if you can catch your foot, great. If that bothers your back, don't worry. You're still getting very strong and stretched out here. Wherever you are, yogis, move your knee back just a smidge, just a little. Squeeze from the bottom of your right cheek and tuck your tailbone under. Did you see that adjustment? Butt back. We went butt under. That really helps you stretch here. And you don't need your hands, you know, the chair is there for you if you need it, but if you're feeling like a superstar balancing here, no worries. Taking 2 more breaths in, really down and up the quadricep muscle. Big sighs. One more just like that. Big sigh. The hard part is letting our leg go very slowly. Slowly, slowly. Whew. Might need a little shake or a rub, whatever feels best. You might do a funky dance. Just want to loosen. After you strengthen, we want to loosen before we move on. Rolling your right toes under. So the tops of your toes are on the floor, and this will help you stretch the front of your ankle, the top of your foot, and your toes. All right. Now for the next move, I just want to make sure that if you have a rolling chair, you back it up against a wall so you don't do anything like falling on the ground. We're gonna turn towards our chair, yogis. Placing our hands somewhere, we're coming into downward facing dog. So it can be on the seat or you can come from behind your chair. I'm just gonna show you my option with the back of the chair. Step your feet back far enough that you made a capital L with your body. We're gonna put our ears between our elbows. Now, obviously, if you're down really low, that may be really challenging. So you can drop directly into downward facing dog, where your head drops below the elbows. We're thinking about moving our chest back towards our thighs and our thighs back towards the wall behind us. So I'm showing you the option on the seat chair now. Whatever feels best in your body. What do we want to feel here? Back body lengthening from your heels all the way to the tips of your fingers, getting longer. If your hands are flat, try to start pawing at the chair, gripping with your fingertips to work into your hands. If you need to, yogis, you really deeply bend your knees. Your back will still be lengthening. We're going to try another full cycle of breath here in our variation of downward facing dog. In next inhale, we rise, eyes back forward. Your shoulders may be really feeling this. So really slowly move forward. Follow it up with your feet. And then feel free to rise. We're going to stay if you can, but if you need to rise and shake out your shoulders, go for it. We're going to put our hands back down, and this is my very favorite stretch. Right foot steps back like our lunge from earlier. You may have opted for this, but we're going to use our chair, or you can use your wall, whatever feels good, and push through that back heel, stretching out your calf. So when we sit a lot during work, during the day, all the muscles, like our hip flexors, our calves, anything that's bent and still are going to shorten. So we work through our yoga practice to start to lengthen, breathe new life into them, new energy in the muscles. One more big breath, pulsing or just pushing out through your right heel. And slowly step that leg in. You might drag it in, take a few steps to get there. When you're ready, your left leg does the same. A little step back. If you feel like it's too short, you can wiggle left to right and wiggle that foot way far back. Bending into your front knee will help you push out through your left heel. Now look at my shoulders right now. These are cranky shoulders. You see them? So we want to try to relax our shoulders. It's hard to do. Go ahead, let those earrings fall off. Push back through your left heel if you'd like, a little pulsing. I love to invite movement in to really feel the length of the muscle. Soften your jaw. We're just breathing here. You keep moving. Last big breath in, and take your time when you're ready. Shift your weight back forward, drag or step your left toe in, rolling yogi. So from wherever you are leaning, tuck your chin to your chest. When we drop our head below our heart like this, it's a beautiful sign of surrender, and it will allow us to tap into our rest and digest, our parasympathetic nervous system. Roll your body up to standing. You're welcome to continue holding on to the chair. We're going to stand as straight as we can and just take a couple of shoulder circles back to release again. And to finish, I love this offering. You're welcome to sit again. We're coming into our relaxation and meditation, but 2 options, yogis. Okay, so you can have yourself on the floor. Find your way down any way you can. And you can lie flat on your floor, but if you wanted to still use your chair, now obviously you wouldn't do this at work. This is more like something you would do at home, but we can rest our calves on the chair as we lay back into our resting position. Why would we want to do this? Well, when we get our legs higher than our heart, we start to reverse the flow of blood. We drain all the lymph, all the blood from our legs, and then we get a beautiful surge of energy. Optionally, you could also just extend your toes to the sky for waterfall pose. Now, if you're not seated and you want to be on your mat, your last option is just a gentle lying back. We call it corpse pose. We would lie back and move our arms and our legs somewhere that they feel heavy and restful, but they're away from the midline of our bodies. So I invite you, as we finish class together today, we start our meditation and relaxation, to find something that feels very comfy. Remember that in your yoga practice, in your meditation practice, there is no wrong way. What works for you is beautiful and perfect. What feels good is exactly where you should be. Take a big breath in through your nose. Sigh or a closed mouth exhalation, whatever feels beautiful. As we relax together to seal our practice, to marinate in the balance, the strength, the flexibility, the coordination, the connection with our mind, body, and breath, I invite you to close your eyes. You're safe here with me. If that doesn't feel comfortable, that's okay. Keep them wide open, or you can do what I do. Look down the bridge of your nose. Look towards your floor, or you can look towards your ceiling if you're lying, but find something that is still and unmoving. And then narrow your eyes to little slits, so whatever you do see gets blurry and unfocused. And this will allow you to come back within. Tapping back into our breath. Where do you notice your breath? We might feel that faint movement of air at our nostrils. Do you feel opening and expansion in your throat? I like to put my hands places because sometimes it's hard to envision our body in reaction, so it's nice to feel it. Might be in your chest. Do you feel a rising and a falling? Can you breathe like a jellyfish and move your ribs open east to west? As much as your belly is opening and releasing. Get soft, soft in your belly. Ungrip, let go. Get soft in your heart space and feel free to continue resting your hands wherever you really feel your breath moving, if that helps you develop a connection. Now, in addition to our celebration and our practice today in honor of Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, We are also, some of you may know, celebrating in May Mental Health Awareness Month. So meditation, a simple slowing down and breath work can work miraculously for boosting our mood, for helping us respond rather than react, for just settling in and slowing down. So I'd like to invite you today to join me in a loving kindness meditation. And in honor of what we're celebrating today, let's take a moment to remember that all of our unique differences are amazing and beautiful and something to be celebrated. When we practice together, when we do our yoga, when we yoke and join our breath and movements, when we do it as one, we become one. We are not separate. We are all alike. Beautiful human beings. Let's take a moment to remember anyone that is being challenged with difficult times, difficult feelings. Maybe that was you during our yoga practice in one of our postures. So it could be something as simple as reflecting a few moments back, or it could be something more significant. Remembering that everything you feel, every emotion that bubbles up during any practice that you do, movement or breath or meditative, is valid. Fear, worry, doubt, shame, uncertainty. Those are some of the things that can bubble up along with all of the highs. And our goal is to ride these waves with grace and ease. The more we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and open up, the more we can settle in to the ebbs and flows, knowing that they're inevitable. Every single one of us will experience those in our lives. But with breath, with a simple focus to tune inwards, look at what we can accomplish together. I hope that now you'll take a moment to be grateful for your amazing body, for the incredible ways it just moved, for the miracle of your breath and waking up for another beautiful day, for the time you set aside for your own self-care. Kudos to you. For proactively tuning in and working with exactly what is. Remembering, maybe you're hearing it for the first time, but I want you to know it with every single cell of your body. Breathe it into the depths of your soul that you are whole and complete and enough just as you are. Thank you so much for holding space with me today. For all of our friends, our colleagues, our coworkers, our yogis, our yoginis, it was an absolute pleasure to lead you today. And as you acclimate and hold space for what is real, I'm hoping that we may not be so overwhelmed or so challenged when we face the next adversity. Yogis, bring your hands to your heart center if they're not there already, in a prayer or covering your heart, whatever feels best. And this is a gesture of gratitude for the time you've created for yourself today. Dip your chin down towards your chest, but lift up tall through your back body from the backs of your ears. May we all, as human beings, wherever you are and wherever you go, be free, at peace, confident, and filled with compassionate, loving kindness. As you breathe in, feel that. Leave every cell in your body a little happier and a little shinier. And as you breathe out, make it a priority to sprinkle some of that loving kindness everywhere you go. Push it out to those who may also need it. To conclude our practice, we bow our chins towards our chests and say namaste, which means to me that my light honors your divine light. I admire, I'm inspired by, and I'm deeply humbled by you. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you, and thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste, yogis.